going to be a great series. And a swing and a miss. Verlander gets him anyway. Driven to left for Bregman. Deep far. Very good. The Astros go back-to-back. Springer, then Altuve. Astros have gone deep again. It's Martin Maldonado. Welcome to Houston, Texas, where it is warm outside, but comfortable inside Minute Maid Park. It's the home of the defending world champion Houston Astros. The 2018 American League Division Series is presented by T-Mobile. Welcome inside where they are pumped up for Game 2. It is the Cleveland Indians, the winners of the AL Central against the Houston Astros, the winners of the West, 103 wins during the regular season. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Don Orsillo along with Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Hazel May will join us in a moment. Well, like yesterday, we started talking about the pitching matchup in yesterday's game and how good it was going to be. Turned out the Houston Astros offense, it was on display in a big way to the tune of 4 home runs.
Yeah, we didn't get the matchup that we thought we were going to get. Verlander did a nice job, but Kluber just didn't have it. He gave up a solo to Bregman, then Springer, and then Altuve. And then the reliever, Allen, gave up a bomb to Maldonado. His first playoff game, he goes deep. So that's 4 solos. That cannot happen today. What a way to start for the Houston Astros.
A loss for the Cleveland Indians in Game 1, looking to bounce back here. They hand the baseball to Carlos Carrasco, a guy who won 17 games during the regular season.
Well, he's the right guy to have on the mound. You know, a guy that's won, 35 games the last 2 years and 60 since 2015. He's had 1 post-game experience against the Yankees last year. Did all right, didn't give up any runs. But he's been a good pitcher. You see what he's done on the road, and he's done special in Minute Maid Park. You see the numbers at Minute Maid Park. 1.17, 28 punch-outs and 23 innings. He's been the man here in Minute Maid. He's got to do it for them. The pressure is on the Indians, and the pressure is definitely on Carlos Carrasco.
Indians have to bounce back. They'll be looking to their shortstop, Francisco Lindor, and with more, we send it down to Hazel May.
Don Francisco Lindor understands it's an uphill battle in a short series, but he says there's no need to panic. Remember, the Cubs were down 1-3 and came back to beat us in 2016. The Yankees down 0-2 in last year's division series before Cleveland's stunning collapse. Lindor telling me, I know how it feels to be up in a series and lose. It can happen. He looks at the situation like this. At the end of the day, it's just 1 game. Don, he said, we play our best baseball today, and the rest will take care of itself.
Well, the Astros are up 1-0 in this series. Game 2 is coming your way next, and it's here on TBS. Doesn't get any better than this.
The MLB postseason on TBS is brought to you by Arby's. We have the meats. By T-Mobile. Whether you're home or away, T-Mobile has you covered. By Cat. Let's do the work. And by Progressive Insurance. Step up to the plate for savings. Visit Progressive.com.
Now the field is ready, and so are the fans for Game 2 of the series. Houston grabbing Game 1 yesterday. 7-2 on top 1-0 as the Indians looking to bounce back here in Game 2. And it starts at the top of their order as we check out the starting 9 for the Indians. Francisco Lindor leading it off at shortstop with Michael Brantley, healthy Michael Brantley in left field batting second. Jose Ramirez at second base bats third with Edwin Encarnacion the DH in the cleanup spot with Josh Donaldson at third base. Of course, coming over from the Toronto Blue Jays. Yonder Alonso at first base bats sixth with Melky Cabrera. Lots of postseason experience there. He's in right field. Yan Gomes, the catcher, bats eighth. And Jason Kipnis in center field bats ninth. Now on the mound is Garrett Cole for Game 2 for the Astros.
And Garrett Cole, you see Garrett Cole, the ace number 2 following Verlander. The numbers are just sick. You talk about strikeouts, 276. To me, opponent's batting average, 198. This guy is so tough to hit. Doesn't walk a lot of guys. High velocity fastball, curveball, slider. Houston defense, they are number 1 in the American League in defense around the infield. Bregman at third, Correa at short, Altuve at second, Gurriel at first. Out in the outfield, Gonzalez in left, George Springer in center, Josh Reddick and right behind the plate, Maldonado catching Garrett Cole.
Let's take a look at this six-man crew here today for the umpires. Chad Fairchild has the play calling the balls and strikes. Crew chief at first base and Jerry Lane. Tim Timmons at second base. Jeff Nelson is at third base. Now you get down the lines. In left field it is Andy Fletcher. Right field is Chris Conroy. So a six-man crew for Jerry Lane on a warm day outside, but comfortable inside as the Astros ready for their second home game of the postseason. Roof is closed for the second straight day. You get some sunlight coming through the light panels out there in left field, and you get some rays of sunshine seen in deep left. Of course, they are the defending world champions trying to go back to back, and they got to go through Cleveland to begin it. Game 2 ready to go. Justin Verlander very good in Game 1, really stymieing this Cleveland offense along with the bullpen yesterday for the Astros. And today they hand the baseball to Garrett Cole, a 15-game winner during the regular season, 15-5, nifty 2.88 earned run average. And as you said, Eck, really have two aces here for the Astros. Here is ace number 2, and here is game number 2. Francisco Lindor jumps on the first pitch and fouls it back. We're underway.
Here we go again with that high velocity. This guy is second in the league behind Severino in average velocity, close to 97 miles an hour.
I'm talking to a lot of people today about the difference between Verlander and Cole. Same velocity, but it seems Cole is a little bit straighter than perhaps the movement, the late life that Verlander possesses.
And the only guys that know that are the guys at the plate. We don't. We just see that number. We see that temperature.
In the air to right center field, struck pretty well. On the move is Springer. He will get there in front of the warning track for out number 1. Lindor puts a charge into that towards the gap in right center, but Springer is over quickly, 1 down.
We talk about Cole and what he features. You talk about a lot of fastballs. You only see 53% though. The curveball could be devastating, but he likes to go to that slider too to left-handed hitters.
Now 1 down for Michael Brantley. He's had a hard time getting on the field the last couple of years. Healthy this year. Very good year, hitting at .309 during the regular season. Terry Francona so glad to have him on the roster for the postseason. Told a story yesterday about him during the World Series the year before last, working out in the clubhouse, rehabbing, hoping to get back on the field, and all that work has paid off to return this year to the Indians.
That looks like an easy fastball, doesn't it? 98 miles an hour. Garrett Cole, to me, was the trade of the offseason, without a doubt. When they got him from Pittsburgh, I was shocked. How could Houston do it?
On the ground down the first baseline, hits the bag, and Gurriel will tag it himself. Nice play. You never know where it's going to go when it hits that first base bag. Gurriel is there, 2 down.
You see this curveball down and in, and Brantley gets it. The second hop just nicks the back of the bag. Lucky for the Astros, that ball didn't kick one way or the other, but that's just a high chopper. Should be an out, but if it hits a bag, careful. But back to that trade, Cole coming from Pittsburgh. I mean, to me, I thought the Yankees were going to get him. Kind of a surprise.
Jose Ramirez swinging to the first pitch. Skies one. Marwin Gonzalez waiting and catching out number 3. It's a 7-pitch first inning for Cole. Indians down in order. The Astros are coming up. George Springer's hit safely in 7 of his last 7 postseason games with 6 home runs along the way. He's going to lead it off in this Astros order today. Jose Altuve bats second at second base. Alex Bregman at third. Yuli Gurriel at first base. Marwin Gonzalez in left field. Carlos Correa at short. Tyler White, the DH. Josh Reddick in right with Martin Maldonado doing the catching. Same lineup for both sides again today with Carlos Carrasco on the mound for the Tribe.
Carrasco, a 17-game winner this year. He's been pitching well the second half of the season. 2.52 ERA the second half. Gotta be careful here in the first inning. He's had a lot of first inning trouble this season.
His first inning is huge for him, as Terry Francona said. They will have the bullpen ready to go. We may see Andrew Miller earlier and longer than we have seen so far.
He features a little everything: fastball, slider, curveball, change. But you see the numbers there. Second half, dynamite.
15 earned runs in 30 starts in the first inning for him. Starts with a ground ball to Ramirez at second base, and Springer disposed of.
The Cleveland defense today, they're 5th in the American League in defense. Around the infield, Josh Donaldson at third, Francisco Lindor at short, Jose Ramirez at second, Yonder, Alonso at first, out in the outfield. Michael Brantley in left, Jason Kipnis in center, Melky Cabrera in right. Behind the plate, Yan Gomes catching Carlos Carrasco.
One down in the first inning for Jose Altuve. He's got great numbers against Carrasco in his career. 10 for 23 with a home run. That's a .435 average against the right-hander Carrasco. And a grounder and a couple of hops to short. Lindor. Throw off the mark, but coming off the bag is Alonso to apply the tag on the way by. It's thrown to the home plate side of first. Good adjustment by the Indians first baseman. 2 down.
That ground ball there, takes it in stride, off balance, throws it up the line, but Alonso recovers nicely. You don't see this too often, this bad throw by Lindor, but no harm.
Two down in the first, and it brings up Alex Bregman. 31 home runs during the regular season, 103 runs batted in.
You think he'd take a pitch right here.
Both teams very aggressive out of the gate here today.
You know, we talked a lot about yesterday how great bats that the Astros had up and down the lineup. Running the count deep off of Kluber, who wasn't himself, but a lot of deep counts.
Bregman yesterday going 2 for 3 in the ballgame. He had one of the 4 home runs put together by the Astros, all solo shots in yesterday's first game of the series. As you mentioned off the top, a 1.17 career earned run average for Carrasco here at Minute Maid Park. There's the home run we were talking about yesterday for Bregman, one of the 4 that they were able to hit yesterday as part of their victory, and they were all pretty much no doubters.
Well, that's a jump start right there for the Astros, and it continued with that solo home run stuff.
And Springer, Altuve, Bregman, you just saw. Maldonado late in the game.
A little lazy slider.
Gomes laying down the signs here for Carrasco. That's ball 3 and a full count. AJ Hinch, the defending world champion manager. Last year his club won 101 games before the postseason. This year more wins, 103 during the regular season.
See if he slides him here.
Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. Elevated to do so. 1-2-3 first for Carrasco. Done with 1 without a score. The MLB At-Bat mobile app brings every postseason moment to your favorite devices. Catch every moment with features such as live radio broadcasts, the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At-Bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball. And live baseball into the second inning of the ALDS. After a scoreless first and a good start for both starters in the first inning. Both enjoying 1-2-3 first. And it's Edwin Encarnacion who leads it off for the Indians. A guy who has struggled in the postseason lately, 0 for his last 15 in postseason play.
He's going to have a hard time catching up with that high fastball. And Cole has just been special this year. He goes from the National League over to the American League. You think you're going to kind of back you up a little bit ERA wise, and he ends up with a 2.88. What a 1-2 punch with these guys.
Well, it's 14 consecutive innings for Cole in which he has retired the leadoff hitter. Did that in the first with Lindor, but you're certainly doing yourself a favor as a pitcher.
Oh,
able
yeah.
to get that first guy.
That's what it's all about.
Encarnacion, Donaldson, and Alonso scheduled in the inning. Rattled off the catcher, Maldonado. A little extra time for him here, granted by Chad Fairchild, home plate umpire. A little professional courtesy. Shifting on him on the left side. Altuve joins Correa and Bregman. Left side of the Astros infield.
Just keeps pumping that velocity in there, one after another.
32 starts during the regular season, a 15-5 mark, a 2.88 earned run average. Chop foul outside of third.
First wrinkle there to Encarnacion.
Well, hitter's only hitting at 184 off Garrett Cole's fastball. During the season, that is the second lowest mark against fastballs. David Price leading in that category at 174 opponent batting average. Line down the right field line, but a foul ball. And the battle continues with Edwin Encarnacion. Talk about velocity too. Highest average fastball velocity. Cole is second, 96.5 miles per hour. We're behind Severino of the Yankees, who led in that category, 97.6. On the ground and off the glove of Gurriel into right field. Encarnacion on with a base hit to begin things here in the second inning.
Well, he took a few shots hitting the ball the other way, and he just gets it past Gurriel right there. We've seen a lot of fastballs. He's been late. And you see them playing him to pull. The first baseman's way off the bag. Look how far off the bag he is. He gets a piece of it and just it dribbles into shallow right field, but late on a fastball, playing him to pull, base hit.
A good battle put on there by Encarnacion, a 9-pitch at bat before he gets the base hit. Now Josh Donaldson was 0 for 4 yesterday. There are a lot of 0-fers yesterday for the Cleveland Indians. That's strike one.
Well, he's going to have to start it early, Donaldson.
The place he likes to hit, 333 hitter at Minute Maid Park in 30 games played here over the course of his career.
They're playing him fairly straight up. Yeah, nothing fancy so far. Nothing but heat.
I was gonna say, healthy diet of fastballs here out of the gate. One after another from Cole. 32 starts during the regular season, his first at the post in an Astros uniform. It was a breaking ball that time, and Donaldson not chasing. Evens a count of 2-2.
I guess you call that a slider. It's not a cutter because it's kind of sweeping. Got to get a feel for that secondary stuff.
Donaldson strikes out. First strikeout of the game for Garrett Cole. One down here in the second inning.
Well, he found that feel after the pitch before. He goes right back to this slider, sweeping way away. Is a hard slider. See the spin? Gets him out front after 98, a 91-mile-an-hour slider sweeping across the plate. Difficult, way out front, Donaldson.
So one down here in the second inning. Brings up Yonder Alonso, first baseman. 3 for 8 in his career against Garrett Cole. A shift on him on the right side of the infield and hit the ball twice. Foul ground though.
We saw yesterday how much trouble Alonso had with that curveball. He starts him off with another one. Good high fastball hitter.
Astros are shifting, but they keep it close to the infield with a double play.
Here's that hook. Not a good one, really. Go inside with some hump.
Up instead at 98.
You know, since he came over from Pittsburgh, he kind of went away from throwing 2-seamers. See more of that hard stuff into left-handers, and then the hook.
Line down the right field line, foul. Just to the right of the line. Got out ahead of that.
He was all over that. He smothered this ball. He's lucky. Cole's lucky this ball is not a double down the line, just foul. Got that ball up. Up slider, up breaking ball, not a curve ball.
We're talking about the Astros shifting. They shifted more than anybody else this year in Major League Baseball. 37.3% of the time. The plate appearances, they were shifting one way or another. And it's tops. And a swing and a miss for Alonso. Comes back to get him. Back-to-back case for Garrett Cole. 2 down.
Boy, he's so lucky that ball was foul the pitch before. Gave him a chance to throw him a hook the next pitch in the dirt, and he's hacking. And that is nicely done. It's exactly the way you want to attack him, but he almost got burnt on the slider the pitch before.
So leadoff single by Encarnacion, still at first base with now 2 down. And it brings up Melky Cabrera. 0 for 3 in yesterday's game. 1 for 7 in his career against Garrett Cole.
Boom, right there. Melky, good fastball hitter. He just got one Broadway.
Cole finishing up the regular season very strongly, winning his last 5 starts, 5-0 with a 3.28 earned run average. Ground ball into the shift on the right side. It's Altuve to first for the out. It ends the top of the second inning. Inning and a half done without a score from Houston. Let's take a look at the upcoming 2018 NLDS schedule presented by Doosan. Now the Brewers at Rockies, Game 3's 4:30 Eastern tomorrow on MLB Network, and then it is the Dodgers at the Braves at 8 Eastern on FS1. We're in Game 2 of the American League Division Series here from Houston, Texas. Yuli Gurriel leading it off here for the Astros in the home half of the second. Takes ball one. Well, Carlos Carrasco enjoyed a 1-2-3 first on 9 pitches. 2 groundouts and a strikeout for the Indians right-hander.
Threw a fastball right by Bregman the last out. 3-2 right by him.
Sharply hit and picked at third by Donaldson, and picks himself up and throws him out at first base. What a play by Josh Donaldson down at third base for the Indians.
My goodness, what a play. This is the old Josh Donaldson. This is a bullet. You see this one hop to his left, and he picks it on his knees. He knows he's got time. That ball is hit so hard. Gets it ready, cross seam all the way across the diamond. Nice play by Donaldson. Hot shot. Pick it.
103 miles per hour off the bat of Josh Donaldson down there at third base. And Carrasco appreciates the fine work of his third baseman. 1 down.
Kidding me? First ball. I mean, this guy base hit first guy. That is a huge out.
Now 1 down here in the second inning. The former Blue Jay and Oakland A down there at third base, and Donaldson. This Marwin Gonzalez plays all over, but for the second straight game getting the start in left field for A.J. Hinch. Got a base hit yesterday, 1 for 3 in the first game of this ALDS.
Down and in slider that just gives left-handed hitters so much trouble.
At the end of the year, Carrasco finished the year in his last 5 appearances going 1-2. But it wasn't because of what he was doing. He received a total of 5 runs of support, so the Indians were giving him virtually no offense with which to work. At a 2.61 ERA, and opponents are only hitting at 198 against him, but finished up going 1-2 the last 5 games.
I mean, he fills it up with strikes, just like Kluber and just like Verlander. 231 strikeouts this season. I mean, walks to strikeouts are almost 5.5. It's incredible. And you see he uses everything. He moves it all the way around, changes speeds. We've seen the 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Pops it up foul, backing out of play. Talking to Terry Francona prior to the ball game, certainly was disappointed by Corey Kluber's outing yesterday. I feel like you got a good chance, even though you're going up against Verlander, but anytime you got Kluber on the hill, you feel like you got a real good chance, and was just not particularly sharp yesterday in game 1. And Verlander was.
Funny though, Kluber, the last 4 postseason starts, he's 0-2 with a 10 ERA, giving up 9 home runs. So unlike Kluber. 3 solos yesterday.
Down and in, and picked by Gomes. 2-2. Gonzalez now, Correa next as the Astros bat here in the bottom of the second inning. Center fielder Jason Kipnis over towards right center. Good sized gap out there in left center field for Gonzalez. And for him to pull here. Takes it the other way to left field for a base hit instead. First base runner to reach for the Astros. It's a 1-out single for Marwin Gonzalez.
Yeah, you go figure this game out. A bullet to Josh Donaldson for an out, and then he just flips this little flare. Look at this end of the bat. It's a nice piece of hitting. I mean, just flips it into left field. Doesn't hit it very hard at all, but go figure. Give credit to the hitter.
1 down. Gonzalez at first base brings up Carlos Correa batting out of the 6th spot in the Astros order. Including the postseason, he is 10 for his last 62, hitting at just 161. On the DL twice this year. Back problems throughout the year, and not sure you really think he's 100%.
This is not the same guy. There's no way. Now he may run into something.
A.J. Hinch liked his swings the last couple of games of the regular season. Thought he was swinging freely, which he hadn't been on returning from the DL.
This guy is a big dude. He doesn't look that big when you see him on TV at home plate, but in person, oh my God.
Yeah, he's a lot bigger than I thought he was.
Oh, he's a giant. He's a shortstop.
Skips in, and Gomes able to pick it. No advance at first for Gonzalez.
Carrasco's thrown a couple of these. This is a changeup that he shoves right into the ground. You see it, look, a satellite going straight down. Nice pick by Gomes. There's a split finger is what it is. He turns it over. An easy pick for Gomes. It's nothing for him.
One away. Marwin Gonzalez at first. Misses.
Did you see the picks last night by Sandy Leon with the Red Sox?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, some of the greatest picks I have ever seen in a game. He was the MVP of that game last night. Meanwhile, he's got to throw a strike.
3-1 to Carlos Correa, who backs out. The difference a year makes. Correa, who played about the same amount of games in 17 that he did in 18. 109 games in 17, 110 games this year. But 315 last year, 239 this year.
He may not get a fastball.
Doesn't, and chases to make the count full.
And he's totally committed to a fastball. We mean 3-1 fastball count, hitters count. This ball starts off down and in middle and just takes off. See you later.
Check on first, and crossing over to get back to the bag is Gonzalez.
And they'd love to start the runners because they lead the world in double plays. We saw him do it yesterday with Altuve. Altuve got a ground ball to third, but Correa is a punch out waiting to happen.
Runner goes. Correa swings and fouls it off. So they did start Marwin Gonzalez that time at first base. A.J. Hinch thinking along with you.
Correa knows it. You know, he's not going to take that monster swing. 3-2. Up the middle. That's how he slipped that fastball by Bregman. Probably looking breaking ball.
Runner goes again, and Correa grounds one to third base. Donaldson's got one play. It's at first, and because they started the runner, Gonzalez at second base with now 2 down.
Yeah, another breaking ball, 3-2, and he rolls it over, but to me, he made contact, did his job. Runner in scoring position, better than punching out, I'll tell you that.
So 2 down, and it brings up Tyler White. Gonzalez at second base with 2 away. White had a pair of hits yesterday. There's the DH inside this Astros order. As a DH during the regular season for A.J. Hinch and the Astros, 299 the average. 4 homers and 18 runs batted in. Slices one foul to the end of the Astros dugout.
Just got it started, got his kitchen there. These Astros can hit with runners in scoring position. Second in the major leagues with a 285 with runners in scoring position.
Two down here in the bottom of the second inning. Marwin Gonzalez at second base. A little bit about what you were talking about. Runners in scoring position, ranked second in the American League at 285.
Yeah, it goes down with 2 outs. You just don't get big with 2 outs.
Tyler White grounds it foul and finds himself down 0-2. Same lineup for both teams today in game 2 that we saw in game 1. J. Hinch, no reason to change your lineup after the victory, and Barry Francona rolling what he thinks is his best lineup out there again today for game 2. Now they move Jason Kipnis, the center fielder, well over into right center. All kinds of room in left center field for Tyler White. Out there by the rays of sunshine coming through the glass out there in left field. Late afternoon start time today. Some strange shadows inside. It's ball 1.
A lot of sliders you've seen.
So those shadows out there in left center. The sunshine out there in left center. Sunshine also on the backdrop right now in the batter's eye in center field.
I wonder if that it comes in play. You know, you'd have to ask the hitters.
Yep.
That backdrop looks great, you know, because that dark green.
No longer a hill here as they had in center field with the flagpole out there in play.
Man.
That's gone. White will grounded foul and stay alive.
Keeps throwing balls out of play. Carrasco doesn't like the feel of them and just fires them to the on deck circle.
Well, that center field fence we're talking about now 409 feet away. Used to be with the hill out there, the one that went you have to run uphill to play the ball. Towles Hill.
Yeah, I never saw a ball up there. I mean, I never saw it the time I've seen games here ever. I mean, it was so far away.
436 feet away is how far it was. Two down. Gonzalez at second base. The battle continues. It's a 1-2 to Tyler White. And that he's out ahead of. Fouling it down the left field line.
That's that split finger again. He's lucky he got that back. He's lucky that ball came inside a little bit. See, he doesn't like the balls he's getting either. Look at this little split. You see it? And he left it. Luckily, the ball moved in a little bit, I guess. That ball inner half. Well, if he gets his hands inside that, easier said than done. But the off speed got him. Not a good pitch.
Swing and a miss, and he strikes out White. They leave Gonzalez at second base. We're through 2 in game 2 without a score from Houston. Tiger versus Phil, Friday after Thanksgiving weekend, November 23rd. Watch Capital One's The Match on VR Live. Now we are live back here at Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. Into the third inning we go. Scoreless game. After the Astros took game one, Indians coming to bat here in the top of the third inning. And Josh, or I should say, Yan Gomes leading it off here in the top of the third now for the Indians, and that'll be ball one from Garrett Cole.
Gomes had some good at bats yesterday off of Verlander. Got the first hit off of him to right field.
Gomes 1 for 3 yesterday, and carving one foul to the screen. Evens it count at 1-1. Verlander yesterday going 5 1/3, and we actually about the early hook, really, we thought at the time for Verlander, as A.J. Hinch took him out pretty quickly after the no-hitter was gone, and he sort of felt like he'd seen this story before and went to him quickly to get him out.
Well, he knows him. You know, he said he was starting to not want to go into the strike zone. You know, the big pitch of the game yesterday was that 3-2 pitch to Kipnis that was called strike 3. If that's ball 4, that's a different inning. I saw Kipnis in the clubhouse talking about it. And I don't know what I said about that pitch. Did I say I wanted it? I probably did.
Probably did.
But not like I could have, right? Because I knew it could have went either way. But it went against Kipnis. I don't know if he was mad at me or not. He said
he was okay.
He was okay.
I think he was okay.
Yeah. I didn't say, hey, I got to have it in front of him.
Gomes, Kipnis, and Lindor scheduled to bat here in the third inning. Gomes, one of 5 players born in Brazil in Major League history. Chases after that. Third strikeout for Cole. Goes to the breaking ball to get Gomes for the first out here in the third inning.
You know, that slider's devastating, really. It's 90 miles an hour, and he didn't have his heart in this one. You see, you get so geared up for that fastball. He twists his wrist, and you got no chance, especially when the ball is so far outside. I mean, you just commit. That's the problem.
The movement is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now one down here in the third inning for Jason Kipnis. He likes hitting here in his career, a .318 average at Minute Maid Park. It's in 21 games.
Got the unique batting stance, that flat bat. Not too many people, nobody does that. He comes ready. A little late there.
Shifting on him. Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by Amazon Web Services. Let's see why they're in the shift on the right side. Everything going that way. As Correa joins Altuve and Gurriel on the right side of the Astros infield. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and in. Back-to-back strikeouts for Garrett Cole. 2 down in the third inning.
I mean, there it is again, the devastation. That slider takes a lot off of it. This is a sweeper. That's a hook. That's what it is. Hello, that's not a slider. That's a hook. No chance. After all that gas.
Four strikeouts for Garrett Cole. 2 down here in the third inning. And it brings up Francisco Lindor. Second time through this Indians order for Garrett Cole. Same shift here for Lindor that they employed for Kipnis. Outfield, though, playing for him to pull as well. George Springer, center fielder, now over into right center.
You know, the thing that makes him special is he establishes that 97, 98, and then start looking for it, and then he'll twist his wrists. Second time around.
Ball and 2 strikes to Lindor. First time up, line one to the gap in right center, but George Springer made a good running catch. They will come to their feet again in Houston with Garrett Cole ahead.
They've been doing this all year with all these punch outs.
Up and away for ball 2. Lindor in the air to right field. Back goes Reddick at the wall. That ball is gone. A home run. Francisco Lindor, who hit 38 during the regular season, hits a home run off Garrett Cole in the 3rd inning. And the Indians jump out to the 1-0 lead in game 2.
He got him. He got him. He got that breaking ball. And you think he just hit a fly ball to right. He just so casually hits this ball out of the ballpark. Check this out. Breaking ball flat. Almost like a cutter. Everybody knows it. That's the power of Lindor. I was just about to say he keeps the ball in the ballpark pretty good. Cole, 19 on the season, but that ball's gone.
So a solo shot. Lindor had 38 during the regular season. Michael Brantley now standing in. Sends one towards left center field. Springer headed back, so is Gonzalez. It'll be Marwin Gonzalez. Makes the catch and ends the inning, but the Indians strike first. A home run by Francisco Lindor. His 39th home run of the year puts the Indians on top 1-0 in game 2. Pitch hit and run is Major League Baseball's free skills competition for boys and girls aged 7 to 14. Sign up now to host free competition in your local community at pitchhitrun.com. Bottom of the 3rd inning, and Josh Reddick leads it off with the Indians on top 1-0 behind the solo home run by Francisco Lindor. Reddick, who had a couple of hits yesterday, a couple of RBIs. 17 home runs during the regular season. We'll send one through the right side into right field for a base hit. Second Astros hit of the game. Well, in between innings, moments ago, Hazemay caught up with the Indians manager, Terry Francona.
Terry, a 9-pitch first inning for Carrasco. You said it was key pregame. What will you be watching now for the rest of the way?
Well, again, as he settles in, he's usually pretty good. Now, they're pretty explosive, but he's throwing his fastball, and off of that's coming his breaking ball.
Francisco Lindor got you guys on the board first. How special is this player?
Oh, you know what? As good a player, he's every bit the kid, which makes it really special.
All right, Terry, thank you.
Now, a sacrifice bunt dropped down here by Maldonado moves Reddick into scoring position to second base.
Yeah, that's not surprising, really. Maldonado putting down a bunt here, nobody out. You don't see this in the American League, but doesn't surprise me. He hit a home run yesterday, his first postseason game.
They're working towards the bottom of the order in that case. Maldonado, the number 9 man, getting the sacrifice bunt down. Reddick at second base. Now you got George Springer as you turn the order over. Jumps back out of the way of a pitch in. The guy who's hit at .468 with runners on since the All-Star break. That led Major League Baseball the second half of the year, and here he is, the runner at second base and one down, tying run at that.
You can't help but look for a breaking ball off of Carrasco.
Big cut there.
It's that hard split finger. He's got a nice mix. He really does.
As Terry Francona mentioned, generally Carrasco will settle into outings. The problems that he has had during the regular season have occurred in the first inning or very early in his outing. Generally, as the game goes on, he has gotten better throughout the year. See what happens today. Different animal here in postseason baseball.
Breaking ball that he's not trying to throw there. I thought he might give him a strike. Backup slider there in the inside corner. He surprises you with his fastball because to me he's a breaking ball pitcher.
Springer hits a one-hopper off the glove of Lindor. Heading for third and getting there is Reddick. Springer will reach it first. Lindor could not field it cleanly. Ends up kicking off his glove and too far away from him for him to make a play on anybody. And it's a base hit.
Yeah, that is a hot shot. You're thinking that Lindor's going to pick this, but this is a bullet, and it just ate him alive. He tries to backhand it. It goes far enough away, you see here. Can't pick it, and it gets away from him, just too far away. Reddick goes to third base. You see him go back to second, but he's got enough time to go to third. That is a base hit. Hot shot by Springer. First and third, one out.
Well, Reddick had actually started back towards second base, thinking he needed to retreat. Ends up taking third and now 90 feet away. Jose Altuve stands in with runners at the corners and one down. On the ground foul.
Boy, he's hacking first pitch. I don't even know how he got the bat on this ball. This ball's way outside. He can get to so many pitches. He hits anything, anywhere.
They got Reddick at third. Springer across the diamond at first with one down here in the Astros' third inning. Carrasco gets him to bunt, and it is bunted foul down the first base line.
He's trying to surprise the world there. He gets a split finger up. This is not even a good split finger. Ball's really high, but he goes to bunt it. Look at how high that split. It's a ball up and in on him. Just a bad time to try it. going to expand the strike zone here, I would assume.
Well, ahead here 0-2. Carrasco about to throw his 40th pitch of his outing. It's a stress inning here in the third with runners at the corners and one down. Trying to protect a one-run lead for the Indians. Ball one. Altuve grounded out to shortstop in the first inning, 0 for 1. Getting his second look at Carrasco in this contest.
Split finger.
Altuve hits it on the ground to third. Donaldson's going to second for one, on to first for two. Double play with Ramirez falling as he was throwing at second base. But around the horn they go on the DP that ends the third inning. Carrasco getting out of the inning. Some good defense. Some help from his friends behind him as around the horn they go. Back in Houston, where the Indians are holding on to a 1-0 advantage of the fourth inning we go, and Jose Ramirez leads it off. He was falling down while receiving that throw at second base and making the throw to first.
That's where we left off the
Wow.
inning. When he's on the seat of his pants.
Somehow got it there on target and in time to end the inning. That was a heck of a play.
There was major urgency on this double play ball. See him scrape, falls down, and has enough on it that it gets it across. When he fell down, I thought he was going to launch that ball.
He's ahead 3-0 to begin things here in the top of the fourth inning. Strike call. Close pitch.
3-0, that's when you get it. Not that it wasn't a strike.
shift on him here on the right side. Cole shaking off a few pitches here, and now time taken. Going back and forth with Maldonado. We saw this yesterday with Verlander. He shook him off a lot.
How about a little 3-1 hook? I mean, as a hitter, say you want to do that, okay.
There's battle back here. Full count to Ramirez. And a swing and a miss. Oh, and headed in at him, and he strikes out. 5 Ks now for Cole. 1 down in the 4th inning.
I mean, here's a hook and then a piece of cheese right at you.
Well, in between innings, Hazel May was able to catch up with the Astros manager, A.J. Hinch.
AJ, a lot of people will say that Verlander and Cole are the same pitcher. You beg to differ. What's different about them?
Well, they use their weapons a little bit differently. You know, Cole will really throw the top-down breaking ball a little bit more. They both have elite stuff, so it's hard to separate them a little bit, but they approach it a little differently.
You guys down a run thanks to that Francisco Lindor home run. What did you see from Cole in that at-bat?
Well, it's probably a tough decision to go to the slider there. It's kind of what Lindor's swing path's going to create. We like the other breaking ball a little better. He couldn't throw for a strike the pitch before, so it's tough guy to get through.
All right, AJ, thank you.
You got it.
Well, thanks to both Terry Francona and A.J. Hinch for joining us during the game here for Game 2. Astros took Game 1. The Indians have a lead in Game 2 with 1 down. Edwin Encarnacion getting his 2nd look at Garrett Cole.
Well, that was an impressive strikeout to Ramirez right before Encarnacion. I mean, 3-2 fastball, like, whoa. And then there's a little hookage for you.
2nd time through, we're seeing more of that hookage than we saw first time through. A lot of fastballs first time through, but he's mixing it up now. Swing and a miss, and Encarnacion strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Cole. 6 strikeouts in all. Let's do the work, presented by Caterpillar. And the defense from Donaldson.
As he's been special today, picking that hot shot and then turning this double play ball. Little backhand, you got to hurry up and get it over there. Nice throw and the turn. That was a huge play last inning.
Donaldson, the 2015 AL MVP, year in which he had 297, 41 home runs, 123 runs batted in. Now remember, the Cleveland Indians batting with 2 down here in the 4th inning. He struck out in the 2nd. One of 6 strikeouts now in the game for Garrett Cole.
Having a tough time catching up with that fastball. He looks like he's winding up almost.
Late again, and it's 1-2, and that one was at 99 and up. That's tough to catch up to.
Yeah, that's too much hair for Donaldson. It just is. For a lot of guys. How could you not throw another piece of cheese here?
.101, but not close.
I mean, he threw that as hard as he could. I think the ball down lights up the gun a little bit more sometimes. I really do.
So what's cheese when it reaches over 100 miles per hour? You don't have something for that, really?
Nothing for, I mean, because, you know, I'll drop a hair bomb on somebody when it's only, you know, if he throw it by somebody, it looks like hair, right? I mean, it stands up a little bit.
Fouls it off, and it hangs here at 2-2. I think that's something you got to work on or think about.
Ultimately, you have to throw at least 95 to have hair, right? I mean, seriously, there's no such thing as 90-mile-an-hour hair.
But I think that's something you need to work on in the offseason.
I will. You
got to come up with something over 100 miles an hour.
Man.
Like that guy.
What he doesn't have any hair, but that's Gas Masterson, man. That's Gas Masterson.
He had hair.
He had hair.
But
there
he does not have hair now.
Exactly. That is so good. That's perfect.
2-2 to Josh Donaldson with 2 outs. Base is empty. Swing and a miss. Strikes out the side in order. Ramirez, Encarnacion, and Donaldson. All 3 down by way of the K. 3.5 done. 1-0 Indians. Provided by Goodyear with superior performing tires that knock it out of the park. Goodyear, more driven. Back in Houston, high above Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. We head to the last of the 4th inning. Alex Bregman leading it off and grounding one back to Carrasco off the third base side of the hill. Fires to first for out number 1.
What
pitch,
a
1 out.
beautiful thing. 1 pitch, 1 out. Bregman aggressive. Something to hit. I think that ball was a split finger again. He's been throwing a lot of split fingers. Looks like a fastball. They swing over the top of it.
1 down here in the 4th inning. Willie Gurriel grounded out to third base in the 2nd. It's his 2nd plate appearance against Carlos Carrasco. Gurriel has always played pretty well against the Indians. A .323 career average against Cleveland. So far 0 for 1 today. Drives it to right. Melky Cabrera is back onto the edge of the warning track to make the catch for out number 2. So that carries to the dirt of the track, but Cabrera's there. 2 down.
Yeah, finally a fly ball. He's had 8 ground balls, and they finally get a ball in the air. Gurriel hits the ball hard again. He hit a bullet to Donaldson the time before.
Two down in the fourth inning for Marwin Gonzalez, who singled to left field in the second inning. He's got one of the 3 Astros hits. The Astros are actually out hitting the Indians 3-2, but it's the Indians on top 1-0.
And it's all about leaving the yard, isn't it? In this day and age.
Launch.
And then punch outs galore. Not necessarily off of Carrasco, but Cole's punching everybody out.
2 strikeouts for Carrasco through 3 2/3. On the other side for Cole, 7 strikeouts in his outing through the first 4 innings. Struck out the side in order in the top half of this, the 4th inning.
Kind of effortless the way that Carrasco goes about it. A slider here. Show you a fastball here and there. A split finger.
Like along the lines of the strikeouts you were talking about, a new single season strikeout record set for the 11th consecutive year. How about 41,207 strikeouts?
The Astros had 1,600 from their staff. Bullet.
In for a base hit to right field off the bat of Marwin Gonzalez, aboard with 2 down here in the 4th inning. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, he hit a ball to left field. Didn't hit it very hard, but a beautiful piece of hitting last time up. And then he yanked something here, something off speed. I'm telling you, you got to sit off speed. He got Correa last time up on a 3-2 breaking ball, ground ball, runner going.
2 down, runner at first for Carlos Correa. A down year for him, an injury marred year as well. We talked about his back injury, hitting at .239 during the regular season. Actually hit better away from Minute Maid Park at .282 on the road, just .195 at home.
This guy's a superstar. Something's wrong.
On the ground, and Ramirez, ranging to his left, will fire to first for the out. That ends the 4th inning, sends us to the 5th with the Indians on top 1-0.
The MLB postseason on TBS is brought to you by Sprint. Switch today. And by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Fifth inning from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. Game 2 of the American League Division Series here on TBS. And it is Yonder Alonso leading it off here in the 5th inning. 0 for 1. Alonso struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Cole struck out the side in the 4th. Alonso, Cabrera, and Gomes anticipated here in inning number 5. As the Indians would very much like to add on here, grab some insurance as we move along through the middle stages here of Game 2.
7 out of the last 9 outs are punch outs. Let's get punch out happy. What was that? We haven't seen that all day, huh? I think that's his little changeup. Little cambio.
Breaking out new stuff as we move along.
Yeah.
Shift in play here. Correa moving to the right side of the infield with Altuve and Gurriel. Back to the gas at 97.
I mean, that's awesome, man. And then he can throw him a hook right here just to stay in shape because he has trouble with that hook down and in.
There you go, and it is popped up. The catcher Maldonado at foul ground. 1 down. Our ready to go moment is presented by Supercuts, official hairstylist of MLB.
And look at him just fill this up, breaking balls. You know, he's got the 100-mile-an-hour hair, but all this is sliders and hooks. There's 4 of them. Then the hump right there to Ramirez. Back to a hook to Encarnacion. Gas to Josh Donaldson. And that's 7 on the evening, on the day, I mean. That's fun to watch, not to hit.
1 down in the 5th inning. Melky Cabrera swinging to that first offering. Cabrera grounded out to second base in the 2nd inning. 0 for 1. Down 0-2.
Yeah, one mistake by Cole today to Lindor. Little slider inside, and he hit it dead out. So casually left home plate. So classy. I loved it.
Diving is Bregman. It's by him into left field, and Melky Cabrera's got himself a base hit with 1 down here in the 5th inning. The 3rd Indians hit of the day, just out of the reach of Bregman at 3rd.
A sharply hit fastball. That ball's away. Shortens up his hack and just. It's a line drive. Nice try here by Bregman, just out of his reach. But sharply hit with the shift piece, and that's a base hit.
Yeah, with the shift, he was basically at shortstop.
Yeah.
He almost had it lined up right. The hot shot by Melky Cabrera on at first with 1 down. Gomes first pitch swinging, fouls it back. Lansing blow gets a piece of home plate umpire Chad Fairchild also. Appears to be okay. A little professional courtesy from Martin Maldonado, who turned to check on him.
Got Melky over here at first base, and he doesn't run at all like he used to. Nobody does after a while, obviously. But he used to run a little bit.
The last 5 seasons, you can run on Cole. He's allowed 95 stolen bases, 4th most in Major League Baseball. 14 this season.
I mean, something's got to give, you know, when you are dominant like that. It's like hard to hurry up and throw that gas he's got. I mean, usually you throw the ball 99 miles an hour. I mean, you need a little leg kick now.
You can't quick pitch it.
I mean, how do you slide step 99? Seriously,
that would be special.
I remember watching Pedro, you know, how he used to break it down a little bit, but you see, you know, he's got to have that kick. Pedro had a funny way of going to the stretch because he was trying to hurry up and bring it.
That foul tip got a big piece of Maldonado, so it's gotten the home plate umpire on a foul, and now Maldonado, the catcher, both been rattled back there. This plate appearance by Yan Gomes. Ball 2. Center fielder George Springer well over into right center. And a chopper foul outside of third. We've got more sunlight to deal with in the outfield right now than we've had all day through the panes of glass in left field. Late afternoon start here, game 2 of the ALDS. Don't know what kind of impact that has on a hitter.
I don't know. This is a very unique place, to say the least.
Decides on what to throw and strikes out Yan Gomes. Second time he's got him by way of the K. 8 strikeouts for Cole. Let's check in with Casey Stern in Atlanta. All right, Casey, thanks very much. 2 down here in the visiting half of the 5th inning with the Indians on top 1-0. They have Melky Cabrera at first base and Jason Kipnis. Whoa, slipped out of the hand. They shift again here. Right side of the infield. Seems they shift on everybody.
Yeah, Bregman's way up. Must have bunted before.
And Bregman at third base. Stride or 2 in on the infield grass. And Kipnis, who was a strikeout victim in the 3rd inning. Ball's behind, 2-0.
I'll tell you what's a beautiful thing as a pitcher to say, I get a guy 2-0. I don't have to really be tricky. Just, okay, I'll throw him my gas. You know what I mean? And nowadays, because you don't see on hitters' counts fastballs. You just don't.
But if you got a good enough one.
Yes. Let it fly. Let it eat. Oh, a little gimme piece, huh?
97 and on the corner.
Man, I don't know. Once again, it's Kipnis in there. I mean, that's the opposite location. He goes to grab it up and in. I mean, I guess it's there. They did it to him again. Borderline piece.
Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Did he go?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Jeff Nelson, third base umpire, rings him up. 9th strikeout for Garrett Cole. We are halfway through game 2 of the ALDS with the Indians on top, 1-0. Today's game summary is presented by Captain Morgan. As we move along to the last half of the 5th inning. Now Carlos Carrasco, 4 innings, giving him no runs, 4 hits, 2 Ks, no walks. Garrett Cole, 5 innings, 9 strikeouts. Francisco Lindor, solo home run, the difference in the game. 1-0. Indians holding on as we play to the bottom of the 5th.
Carrasco's done a really nice job. 9 ground balls, a fly ball, 2 strikeouts. You get to the point of how long is he going to go in this game, you know, and who's Francona going to go to first?
And Tyler White leading it off and fouling it back, down 0-2. Well, the plan, should Carrasco not have gotten to the start that he did, was to go to Andrew Miller early. He said he may go to him in the 2nd inning if things don't go well in the 1st. They may see him for a while. So that was the original plan. That's why he was out there to begin the game, was in the pen.
Right. Can't help but want to just go straight to him.
But not while Carrasco is pitching as well as he has.
What is that? Like he
Late
came set
timeout.
twice. First of all, he doesn't have a windup to begin with. He goes in the stretch. I thought he was ready to pitch, and then he stopped, and then he went up, and then they called timeout. You could quick pitch with nobody on. You can start anytime you want.
He's dealing with the bottom 3rd of the Astros order, and a base hit through the left side starts the bottom of the 5th inning for Tyler White.
That was kind of a slightly, I'd call that a little quick pitch. 0-2, little slider. He went out and pulled it in the hole. Look at this thing, the little slider. He leaves it. Not that bad a pitch. He went out there and hooked it. 0-2 slider in the 5 hole.
That was the TBS Total Motion presented by Progressive. So White at first to start the bottom of the 5th inning. Josh Reddick takes ball 1. Against Carlos Carrasco, Reddick is 7 for 13 with a home run. They have history, and it's been a positive history for Josh Reddick.
He's trying to get him to roll something over. A couple fastballs down and away.
Carl Willis, the pitching coach, looking on.
Got to keyhole him here now. 2-0.
Strike call, 2-1.
Surprise almost sometimes when you get a pitch like that. Ball's up a little bit. He's going to throw that little split. He gets ground balls with that split finger.
Reddick grounds one to first on the backhand. Alonso to second for one, back to first, and it's not in time. They do get the lead runner and Tyler White at second base. A little confusion as to who was going to cover at first there between Alonso and the covering pitcher Carrasco. And a bunch of people for the Indians ended up at first. They do get White, though.
Yeah, Carrasco goes to that split finger. He rolls over the top of it. You think it's going to be a double play ball, but a double pump there by Alonso. And the exchange, the pitcher covering, no, that's Alonso. Reddick's fast enough. You see that one little hesitation gives Reddick enough time to be safe at first base. That's pretty close at first now, but I think he's safe.
So 1 out, Reddick at first base, and here is Martin Maldonado batting out of the 9 spot. He homered in his first postseason game yesterday in game 1. Sacrifice bunt in game 2 in his first plate appearance in the 3rd inning.
What's Again, this is a double play waiting to happen too here. Maldonado doesn't run very well.
They're double play depth in the middle right now for the Indians. Snapped over to first, and it is a bad one in the dirt, and Alonso dives forward to keep that from right field.
It's a breaking ball. You see, he snaps it. Not a good throw. Secondary lead. He gets on his way back. Nice try, but Alonso's way in front of the bag.
Reddick with that lead again with one down here in the 5th inning. In the dirt, and another great pick by Gomes to his right.
How about this pick? Standing up. Watch him stand up. Pick it. I mean, wow.
Kind of kicked back to him a little bit.
Yeah, thank goodness. Well, you take that for granted, man. This is the big leagues. They pick everything. It's amazing.
Maldonado chops one down the third baseline, a foul ball. Donaldson threw it across in case for good measure, but foul the indication.
Not a very good slider there to Maldonado. Ball's just foul. To me, it's a little mistake.
One out, one on, last of the 5th inning. Indians holding on to a 1-0 advantage. The home run by Francisco Lindor in the 3rd inning, the difference in the contest with one out in the 5th.
You got to finish that thing outside with that slider. Get it out there.
Carrasco 61 pitches deep into his outing. 4 1/3 innings wise deep. Swing and a miss, and Maldonado down on strikes. 3rd strikeout for Carrasco, 2 down.
And he goes to the split finger instead of the slider.
Well, George Springer coming up. Let's take a look at today's Playmakers presented by the Chrysler Pacifica. Springer with home runs, 5 between 2017 and 2018, most consecutive games with a home run in postseason history. Daniel Murphy setting the pace with that. 2015 was 6 of them.
Remember Beltran here back in 2004. He was leaving regular.
2 down, last of the 5th. George Springer 1 for 2. And a grounder left side. Donaldson will go to first with a throw, and that will end the 5th inning. Headed to the 6th from Houston in Game 2, 1-0 Indians. 1-0 Indians have lead over the Astros. Francisco Lindor coming up, and with more, we send it down to field level in Hazel May.
Don, this division series has given Lindor a chance to personally thank Astros owner Jim Crane for helping his family escape Puerto Rico during Hurricane Maria. Crane chartered a plane to send supplies to the island and then flew 80 people, including cancer patients and several members of Lindor's family, back to Houston. Lindor told me he heard about the trip from former Astro Carlos Beltran and said that it meant the world to him what Mr. Crane did. He said he'll never forget his kindness. Don.
Very generous, very kind of Jim Crane, who was in the booth before the game.
Kind of a surprise, huh?
Came to say hello and welcome us to Houston. This one down the left field line and headed for foul ground. The Astros are defending world champions.
He's my buddy, man. I played golf with him several years ago before he was the owner of the Astros. And if I had known him then, I probably was so relaxed when I played golf with him because he wasn't the owner of the Astros. He's a good guy.
You're saying he's a pretty good golfer, too.
Oh, he's a real good golfer. He's humble about the whole thing, but he can play.
Well, Lindor leading it off here. The Astros are shifting on the right side as he drives one towards center field. George Springer going back. He'll have room shy of the warning track to make the catch out in right center. So Lindor gives it a ride, but he's the first out of the 6th inning.
That little guy has got some power. I mean, it's amazing. 38 home runs on the season. We saw one earlier today. He can give it a ride. He gets that fastball right down the middle. He has a great swing at it.
Well, the sunshine has moved to right center now through the panes of glass and left. With one out here in the 6th inning, Michael Brantley. Including yesterday in the regular season, Brantley with an 11-game hitting streak against the Astros and hitting at .304. But moreover, he's just happy to be healthy and back in the postseason again with the Indians.
One mistake by Cole today. Slider to Lindor.
Take strike 2.
Same pitch that he gave Kipnis inside, almost identical.
Brantley 0 for 2 in this game, has grounded out to first base, flied out to left, getting his 3rd look at Garrett Cole. As Cole goes 3rd time through this Indians order now. Pitch 85. And it's fouled off. Brantley now, Jose Ramirez next, with the Indians batting in the top of the 6th inning. Swing and a miss, elevated again. 10 strikeouts for Cole. Well, this postseason, T-Mobile is again going to bat for hurricane recovery, and you can help. Every time you tweet using hashtag HR for HR, T-Mobile will donate another $1 to Team Rubicon. One out in the 2 outs now in the 6th inning. 10 strikeouts for Cole, and Jose Ramirez carving one foul to the screen.
You know what's what's impressive about it is 10 punch outs, all swinging, all swinging.
Most strikeouts in a game, franchise postseason history. Mike Scott, 14 back in 1986. He was in the building yesterday.
That's the man with the cutter. He just cut everything. Disappearing balls.
Throughout the first pitch yesterday.
Sandpaper man. No, he was good, man, that year. He punched out over 300 guys in 1986. They had the clincher was a no-hitter against the San Francisco Giants.
to their feet again in Houston. The 2 strikes to the batter, Jose Ramirez. Struck him out. 11 strikeouts for Garrett Cole. A 1-2-3 6th. Indians have a 1-0 lead.
The MLB postseason on TBS is brought to you by Papa John's. Extra large 2-topping pizza only $10. And by Midas. Trust the Midas touch.
Back in Houston, where the Astros trail 1-0 as they come to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2, 3, and 4 anticipated for Houston. Altuve, Bregman, and Gurriel. Carlos Carrasco back on the hill for the Indians for the 6th inning. Pitch count in good shape. He's at 63 pitches as he starts this bottom of the 6th inning.
He's been as cool as a cucumber, hasn't he? I tell you. And this is usually scary territory. 3rd time around this order for him this year. They hit 203, which is incredible. One of the best in the league. 3rd time around.
Altuve today has grounded out to short, bounced into a 5-4-3 double play.
Got him on that split finger change, whatever it is. Threw a couple of them. He tried to bunt one of them.
Talking to Terry Francona before the game, he was talking about how Carrasco gets better as the game goes along. First time through, opponents hitting at 240 against him. 247 second time through. 3rd time through, 7th best in the American League at 203, the opponent batting average against him. 3rd time through here. And Altuve just gets a piece.
Altuve coming into this hitting 435 off of him, and you see that slider that he gets a piece of. I don't know how. He stands way off the plate. You wouldn't think he'd have that kind of reach.
Carrasco ahead here, 1-2. Do it again.
I'm just impressed by Carrasco, the way he mixes everything up. Spot a little 95, and then slider is his favorite pitch. But I tell you, today, that little split finger thing has been magic.
Keeping the Astros at bay and keeping them guessing all day. Altuve rolls one down the third baseline, falls out of the box. Donaldson's throw is going to get away. Down the right field line, Altuve comes up limping at the end of the play and will stay at first base.
What a strange play. He couldn't get out of the box. He fell down out of the box, and I think that's why Donaldson tried to make a play on the split finger again. He falls down, and it's perfectly placed down the line. If he gets out of the box, that's an easy hit, but Donaldson sees him fall down, and he makes the play. He doesn't let it go foul. Then he guns this ball way over the head of Alonso. You think Altuve would try to get to second on this, but what a strange play. That ball probably would have went foul. Then he heaves it over everything, and he's not going anywhere. You just hope he's okay.
Trainer and A.J. Hinch's manager out there checking on him at first base. Came up limping just beyond first base. And trying to walk it off now.
You see Donaldson sees him fall down right now. I mean, he thinks he's going to make this play on him. And look at him looking back, and then he goes to the limp, and his last stride is where he pulled up. He couldn't go from there.
He'll stay in the game. Sigh of relief.
Is this ball going to go foul? I mean, would you let this ball go foul if he didn't fall down? That's my question. I think you almost have to let it go foul. And he got a little too excited there and fired this thing out of it. He's lucky that ball didn't go in the stands. Nobody out.
Well, he saw him fall and probably thought he had the chance to get him because of it.
Totally.
Especially with the arm that Donaldson has. It's ruled a base hit. Altuve at first to begin things in the 6th inning. Alex Bregman standing in. 0 for 2. Ball 1.
It just shows him inside. Once again, to Altuve, that was that split finger thing. Whatever it is, it's been a great pitch for him. Meanwhile, he got a hit on it.
Falls behind 2-0. There is action in the Indians' pen. It is Andrew Miller, who we thought we would see today, perhaps earlier in the game, but he is up now.
Getting a little nervous here, 2-0.
Strike 1. At the top of the zone. Fastball.
Threw that strike to Reddick, 2-0, high fastball.
Altuve with the lead at first base, held on by Alonso. He goes. Bregman swings, and it's a little grounder that'll go foul. So Altuve running on the pitch that time, and it is fouled off.
He's faking everybody out here. I mean, you don't think he's going to go. And you see him, he's off to the races. And he's still limping. want him to blow something out here.
A.J. Hinch conferring with his trainer there to his left. And Altuve at first base. Nobody out here, 6th inning.
He's got some weak contact here, Carrasco.
Full count now.
They ain't fishing. Not close enough to even attempt. He's going.
Altuve off. Bregman swings and pops it up. Foul ground over is Donaldson by the stands. No play.
Oh. Boy, you make a pitch like that as a pitcher, you got to have an out right there. Just ran out of room, but good pitch. Whoa, he's skating. Lindor has little skates here. Everybody's skating around. Altuve off to the races again.
Here we go again.
This is it.
3-2, runner at first. Throw over and diving back safely is Altuve. My check of Dennis Eckersley Eckisms. It's time to party, right?
It's time to party is right. You got to throw a strike. We don't have to.
Runner will go and it's ball 4. First walk allowed by Carrasco today.
Boy, it's getting hairy. Really interesting right now.
1st and 2nd, nobody out. Gurriel coming up at first. Yan Gomes headed to the mound to talk it over. Andrew Miller appears to be ready should they decide to go in his direction.
Gurriel's hit the ball hard twice today.
He's a guy that has consistently hit with runners in scoring position. How about 403?
Yes.
The Houston club record, and he's coming up here with 2 on and nobody out.
Then he leads the league in double plays. It's the opposite, right? One good thing, one bad thing. I mean, but that's because this club grounds into so many double plays. This is the best time of the game. Here it is.
Altuve at 2nd, Bregman at 1st. Here's Gurriel. To left field. Back goes Brantley to make the catch on the edge of the track for out number 1.
Gurriel hits the ball hard again. He got a slider and he was all over it. I mean, just missed hitting this ball out of the ballpark, I think. Hit a linea there, right in his tracks. The thing's spinning and he covered it, just didn't click it.
So allowed out, first out of the 6th inning. And the end of this contest for Carlos Carrasco, who is being lifted by Terry Francona. He'll go to Andrew Miller. The Indians holding on to a 1-0 lead. Pitching change from Minute Maid Park in Houston.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
The 2018 American League Division Series is presented by T-Mobile. Back in Houston, Texas. Game 2 of the ALDS. Andrew Miller 3 times with the DL during the regular season. But the postseason is where he has made his name for the most part. And here he is again in another postseason for the Indians.
Yeah, he wasn't himself this year. Been on the DL quite a bit this year. You see the numbers, not like him at all, but the man that throws the slider, a lot of sliders, more sliders than fastballs. Fastball 95, I don't know how hard he's throwing now. We'll find out, but a lot of sliders.
Marwin Gonzalez batting with Altuve at second, Bregman at first. 1 out in the Astros 6th inning with the Indians on top 1-0. Gonzalez down the line at third, but foul.
He got the slider, looking slider, got him, pulled the trigger too quick. Hard to keep that ball fair.
Again, 3 different stints to the DL. Leg injury, left shoulder issue, missing a total of 85 games. Still just a 1.48 earned run average when he was healthy. To right field. It's a base hit. From second base comes Altuve. He'll tie this game. Behind him is Bregman. Throw to the plate is going to be not in time, and the Astros take a 2-1 lead. 2-run double for Marwin Gonzalez.
What a huge hit. He gets a fastball up, out, over. He hits the ball the other side, the other way. Shocking. The whole ballpark, you're looking slider, and he gets him a ball out over the plate. Look at this thing. Fastball up, out, over. He hits the ball right down the right field line. That's against the shift, whatever. It's just the opposite piece, and Cabrera has trouble with it. He boxes it a little bit, and then that time that he lost right there is why Bregman scores all the way from first base. Fairly close play, but he's in.
Now Correa dances out of the way of a pitch in.
And the play at the plate, that little short time that Cabrera had trouble with it cost him. What a hit.
Now Altuve scored, Bregman behind him, and the Astros have a 2-1 lead, looking for more as Correa takes the ball in.
I mean, Gonzalez gets a slider down and in, he pulls it foul, he gets a fastball away. Who's thinking fastball up, out, over? I mean, what a piece of hitting. I mean, to me, it's a mistake, obviously, by Miller, but he made him pay big time. Look at this, fastball up and away, and he couldn't have put it in a better spot, and it got by Cabrera. That was the problem. It got by Cabrera. It cost him a run.
They ruled it a straight double for Marwin Gonzalez. That's in, and it's ball 4. Walks him on 4 pitches, and down to first goes Correa. Carrasco is charged with the 2 runs. Carl Willis, the pitching coach, coming out here for the Indians.
Yeah, good time to come out. A little shaky right now. Get everything back in order. It's a 1-run lead.
Trevor Bauer now in the pen. Worked yesterday's game from the pen. Another guy that could give them multiple innings. They're hoping Andrew Miller would give them multiple innings, but right now hasn't got anybody out.
Gonzalez, man, what a hit. Big hit.
The Astros have been 5 for 11 in this series with runners in scoring position. Looking for another timely hit from Tyler White. Strike one.
Good velocity there. Settle down, keep him right there.
Down by his shoe tops.
Man, that misfire, man. That's lucky he didn't hit him.
And a big hit by Marwin Gonzalez in this inning. He had been 1 for 8 in his career against Miller. But a huge double. Look out. That one's behind him, man. The runners will advance.
Man, 2 bad throws in a row, man. That's ugly now. This pitch is behind him, isn't it? Whoa. That is a slider that is not even in the vicinity.
So now it's 2nd and 3rd, still with 1 out. It'll bring the infield in.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to intentionally walk White at this stage. The count of 2-1. We'll hear from Chad Fairchild as he made the play at the plate. Making the call at the plate, Chad Fairchild. And the pinch hitter coming up here for Josh Reddick. It's going to be Gaddis.
Yeah, this thing is getting away from the Indians. Miller's like missing badly. He's got to get his act together.
So Evan Gaddis to pinch hit.
And you got this hairy guy coming up in here trying to leave Earth.
Terry Francona headed to the mound. So Bauer warming in the pen. And Bauer will be in this game. So not the Andrew Miller we're used to seeing, especially in the postseason as he departs. Could not record an out. Faced 3 batters, a double, back-to-back walks, one of the intentional variety. It's 2-1 Houston with a pitching change from Minute Maid Park in Houston. The Astros have taken the lead in Game 2. Well, the bottom of the 6th inning started with a base hit for Altuve. Donaldson picked it up, tried to throw him out at first, could not, and then the big double by Marwin Gonzalez that scores not one but two Astros. Altuve scored, Bregman scored. It's 2-1, and the Indians are not out of the woods yet. Bases are loaded with one out. Exit Andrew Miller. Enter Trevor Bauer.
Wow, pressure's on Trevor Bauer. We saw him yesterday out of relief. He's only had 10 relief appearances his whole career. What a year he had starting. I mean, dynamite, but this is when relief pitching was relief pitching right here. Bases drunk, one out.
Marwin Gonzalez at third, Carlos Correa at second, Tyler White at first. One out in the 6th inning. Evan Gattis is pinch hitting for Josh Reddick. First appearance of the postseason now for Gattis.
This is something you're just not used to. We had a little practice yesterday, if you want to call it that, but you're never used to this. I don't care who you are, even if you've been around the league a long time. Bases loaded, pressure situation. He's sitting on gas too. Hello.
Gattis pops it up, shallow right. In comes Cabrera, long way, and it'll be the second baseman Ramirez in front of him who makes the catch. Everybody stays where they're at. Bases still loaded. Two down now in the 6th inning.
Yeah, big pitch by Bauer. A high fastball beat him. This ball's up out of the strike zone. Running back a little bit. He missed it. Looking for it, got it, missed it.
Two down in the 6th inning, huge out, and Martin Maldonado now coming up. Sacrifice bunt in the 3rd inning. Struck out swinging in the 5th.
I think they think about pinch hitting here. I mean, but they didn't.
Crowd has been standing for much of the bottom of the 6th inning.
They're sort of waiting right now to see what happens.
He went around for strike one. This couldn't hold up.
I mean, he's swinging out of his hand. When you see a guy swinging a pitch like that, that ball is not even close. I mean, that ball is so far out in front of the plate. He's looking fastball and just swinging.
First time Maldonado has faced Trevor Bauer in his career. It's here in game 2 of the ALDS. With the bases loaded, 2 down. Went around again. Fooled again.
Once again, curveball. He's got that 12-6 curveball like nobody's business, and he's just totally fooled.
So 2 bad swings here to begin this plate appearance.
You got to throw him another hook, don't you?
Swing and a miss, and he strikes him out on the breaking ball. So the Astros get 2 in the inning. Marwin Gonzalez with a double that plates 2. Altuve and Bregman, and the Astros have now taken a 2-1 lead to the 7th inning in game 2. Seventh inning with the Astros on top now, 2-1. Changes as Jake Marisnick comes into the game in center field. George Springer moves from center to right. A 27-minute wait for Garrett Cole, who is back out there for the seventh inning. Edwin Encarnacion leading it off with the Indians now trailing by a run. They had a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the sixth inning on the home run by Francisco Lindor back in the third inning. Struck him out, one down.
Well, this is getting sick. You're talking about 12 swings and misses, 12 punch-outs. Not backwards, the other way around, man. This is a slider down and away, and he's got no chance.
One down in the seventh brings up Josh Donaldson. 0 for 2. Struck out swinging twice himself, but he's not alone in that category today. Several of the Indians have been striking out against Garrett Cole. 12. Marisnick over towards right center for Donaldson to go the other way. Couldn't hold up.
Boy, I tell you, Josh Donaldson has to start it early.
Garrett Cole right now in a stretch of striking out 8 of the last 11 Indians he has faced in this game. Chop to third. Bregman backed up on it. Throw is good, and there are 2 outs in the seventh inning. Let's check in with Hazel May.
A.J. Hinch told me one thing he didn't know about Cole when the Astros acquired him was how meticulous he is about his pitches. Cole will grind over something like bad pitch selection. Sometimes you'll see him pace back and forth in the dugout at the end of every inning, mulling over that very first pitch of the ball game. Well, Don, you got to think he's pretty happy about his performance this afternoon.
He has to be, and he has been locked in since the first pitch of this game.
Love grinders. I grind. Let's grind.
Yonder Alonso with 2 down.
This is the guy you can't take for granted. This guy can hit a ball a long ways now.
That's the thing. It's still just a 1-run game. This will get away.
I mean, here you go right here. I mean, 2-0. Still got that 98. You want to party? You want to party right now? 2-0. Hello.
Oswald throwing out first pitch of today's game prior to the game. Cole trying to figure out what he wants to do here.
He shakes him off 3 times. I mean, he called for a fastball up is what he called for.
Liner to left at Marwin Gonzalez in his tracks. 1-2-3 seventh inning for Garrett Cole. It's a 9-pitch inning and a 2-1 Astros lead. The 2018 American League Division Series is presented by T-Mobile. Well, the game summary: Carlos Carrasco chased after 5 1/3 innings. Garrett Cole, 7 innings, just the 1 run. Francisco Lindor, his home run held up until the bottom of the 6th inning. Marwin Gonzalez with a 2 RBI double in the 6th inning, and it's a 2-1 Astros lead in this game. Let's go inside the booth, presented by Capital One. Don Orsillo along with Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Welcome inside the booth. And Dennis, Garrett Cole today, they thought he was going to be good, but I don't think they thought he was going to be this good.
You can't be any more overpowering. I mean, incredible to watch. You talk about 12 strikeouts, all swinging. I mean, he has it all going on. You talk about 98 miles an hour regular, and then he twists his wrist. Nasty curveballs and sliders. I mean, just devastating. It just really was. I mean, it's as impressive as it is. One mistake, a slider to Lindor, but everything else was punch-outs galore. Bayamon, breaking balls. I mean, this guy is one of the best in the business, without a doubt.
Total of 12 strikeouts as we play along to the last of the 7th inning with the Astros on top 2-1. Trevor Bauer back on the mound. Top of the order, George Springer, 1 for 3 in the game. Only member of the starting 9 not to have appeared in the 6th inning, as they sent 8 to the plate and scored twice. Astros out hitting the Indians 7-3. And a good job really by Bauer to stop the bleeding. As the Astros left him loaded, Bauer came in and got the 2 guys he faced.
Oh, that was huge. He threw 4 breaking balls and 1 fastball. The 1 fastball, Gaddis popped up, and then Maldonado had no chance. Didn't have to throw him a strike.
Ball 2 to Springer. His single back in the 3rd inning.
He hasn't appeared in back-to-back days since 2016. Something that he just does not do. He's a starter. Hello.
Swing and a miss, and down to 1 knee goes Springer on that cut.
Man, talk about leaving Earth, huh? He gets a 2-1 pitch, and he tries to go downtown. It's a hanging breaking ball. And it's almost like he threw it by him because it's just out of his zone, man.
Oh, out ahead. Crushed it, but out ahead.
That's what he's trying to do. A couple good breaking balls. The breaking ball is just too high the pitch before that.
Springer finished the season hot. He's carried it into the postseason. Last 22 games, including postseason play, a .348 average. 4 homers, 11 RBIs, been getting on, scoring runs, 24 runs. Trying to get on here in the 7th inning. Bauer's shaking off Yan Gomes quite a bit.
Well, he does his own thing.
On the ground, foul.
A lot of hooks.
Both teams have gone to secondary signs, even though there's nobody at second base the entire series.
They're doing it for us. I can't figure it out. That's just the nature of the game nowadays.
Not going to be stealing any signs from the catchers in this series. They agree, and here's a 2-2. Popped up foul off to the right, out of play. Springer leading it off and battling against Trevor Bauer. As the Astros trying to add on to their one-run advantage, trying to obtain some insurance here as we get into the later stages of this game. It's Altuve, then Bregman to follow. Battle continues. Decision made. And a fly ball headed to left center field. Over is Kipnis, shy of the track for the first out of the 7th inning. Well, don't miss Game 2 of the ALDS between the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox, coming up next on TBS.
What a game last night. Yankees Red Sox got off to a 5-0 lead, held on.
Yankees nearly tied that thing up, dealing with a 5-run deficit. One out in the 7th. Jose Altuve.
Boy, Bauer finally throws a fastball. Springer just misses it.
A lot of movement on the breaking ball for strike one. Altuve already 7th in Astros history in hits with 1,419. So he'll skip in. Another capacity crowd here today for Game 2, as you might imagine. Greg Biggio, the Hall of Famer, here for the home games of the postseason for the Astros, as he was last year. High drive to left down the line, but headed towards foul ground. The distance, but couldn't keep it fair.
Yeah, it looked like he threw him a changeup. A lot of off-speed stuff.
Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Altuve. Fooled him, and that's the second strikeout for Bauer. 2 down in the 7th inning.
Boy, Bauer's got that breaking ball working. This is sideways. That's a hook, little hook. Doesn't go down as much. It goes away and down a hair. But he's got that 12-6. That's not that one.
2 down, and it brings up Alex Bregman. Not have a hit in this contest. He has struck out swinging, grounded back to the mound, and last time up walked. Came around to score, but it's the difference in this game. The second run for the Astros as part of that 6th inning.
He worked that count to get that walk. Carrasco lost him. That fastball, 96. He's been holding out.
Fifth batter that he's faced since coming into this game. Retired the first 4 in order. The last 2 outs of the 6th, first 2 outs of the 7th. Now a fly ball hit well to left center field. Kipnis going back, looking up, and that ball is going to be gone. A home run. Alex Bregman has homered again. He homered yesterday in a solo shot in Game 2. Gives the Astros a 2-run lead.
How about this, Bregman? You gotta be kidding me. You know, you throw him enough breaking balls, and God, he's got some power. He left him a breaking ball up. Man, that guy is sick.
Here's Gurriel.
Let's see this breaking ball. Look at that thing. Hangs right there. Just sitting there. And he doesn't miss it. The ball is fence high, and then it's over the fence.
To the right of the yellow line. Well, that wall drops down. This is to right field. Melky Cabrera coming in and under. Handles out number 3. But Alex Bregman has given the Astros an insurance run. Lead it 3-1. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, leading the way with tires that deliver superior performance in clutch situations. Goodyear, more driven. Back in Houston, Texas, and Garrett Cole out of the game after 7 innings. Ryan Presley taking over now for the Astros.
Picking up the hot hand. Presley yesterday came into the game. First pitch he threw was a curveball in dirt, and went all the way back to the backstop. And after that, he was dynamite. This guy's been on fire. Hasn't given up a run since August 10th.
Melky Cabrera leading it off and fouling it back to the screen. The numbers for Presley, who appeared in yesterday's game, inning in 2/3 in game 1. No hits. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 2. Cabrera will chop one to third. Bregman for out number 1. Let's take a look at StatCast, powered by Amazon Web Services. And Alex Bregman's home run. Exit velocity 102.1 miles per hour. Launch angle 26 degrees. Leads to a 3-1. Astros lead. Second home run of this ALDS for Alex Bregman. Great third baseman for the Astros. Yan Gomes 0 for 2. And one of the guys certainly glad to see Garrett Cole gone. Struck out twice against him, once in the third, once in the fifth.
Well, he's not the Lone Ranger, that's for sure.
No. That category, there's a lot of them. 2 strikeout games today. Because Garrett Cole in 7 innings struck out 12 and did not walk anybody.
Last pitch he threw was 97 miles an hour. He's a grinder. He's grinding today.
Foul back. 2-1. Gomes now. Kipnis next. The Indians batting in their half of the 8th inning.
This guy's got good fastball, good velocity, curveball, slider, good stuff. Don't want to be walking anybody.
Only other pitcher in Major League history with 12 Ks, no walks in a playoff game, Tom Seaver. NLCS Game 1 against Cincinnati back in 1973.
3-1 breaking ball. How about that? That's the big leagues now. 3-1 breaking ball. All you have to do is throw it for a strike because he's not looking for it.
That's ball 4 and Gomes aboard with 1 down. So the first walk given up by Astros pitching in the game.
He just misses with a fastball down, clearly down. Good at bat there by Gomes, laying off.
So the tying run comes to the plate here now for the Indians. 1 out in the 8th. Gomes at first, and here is Jason Kipnis. During the regular season, he hit 18. They shift on him on the right side, but keep it tight to the infield with the double play possibilities in order.
Yeah, Bregman's playing up at third only because Kipnis has 4 bunt singles this year.
Now Maldonado headed out to talk to Presley. Double-barreled action in the pen. So Osuna and the veteran left-hander sip. As Presley started this, the 8th inning. Of course, Osuna, the closer, finished off yesterday's game in a non-save situation, but badly won in game 1 was A.J. Hinch. It didn't matter. Had him in that game.
Oh yeah, you're going to get more than 3 outs. This is playoff time.
So Osuna was chomping at the bit to get into the game. Game 1. Didn't care what the situation was, just wanted to pitch. Kipnis with very good numbers against Presley. 4 for 7 in his career, and that includes a home run. As he represents the tying run, batting here in the top of the 8th.
A lot of misfire going on with Presley.
Behind the hill right now. In the midst of a meeting with himself.
Yeah, they're going to go get him. He got to have sip.
Pitching coach Brett Strom on the phone there to the pen. Ball 3.
Yeah, this is the worst thing a relief pitcher could do, obviously. Turn Lindor around right-handed. If he loses him, I'm assuming.
That's a strike, and it's 3-1. Kipnis was not entirely sure. So a 3-1 count, 1 down. Jan Gomes at first base.
Can't count on a fastball. He threw Gomes a 3-1 breaking ball.
Taps it foul, full count.
It's a big pitch here. Hello.
Back up again in Houston. Tying run at the plate in Jason Kipnis. Time call. Maldonado going back out again. A lot of disagreements. Verlander yesterday, even Garrett Cole today.
Oh, yeah.
And Al Presley, the reliever, with Maldonado. His second mound visit. Indians fans, rally caps. 1 out, 8th inning. Tying run at the plate.
He threw him a 3-1 cutter. Now what?
Kipnis strikes out, 2 down.
What a pitch. He comes all the way back from 3-0. Curveball. This is a beautiful pitch. It's a strike, too. I don't think Kipnis was looking for it. Fooled him. Got him out front. Great pitch.
That's going to do it for Presley. He'll make the change after the big strikeout of Kipnis. We're going to go to the closer. Osuna making his way in. We're looking for 4 outs in this save. It's 3-1 Astros. Time for the Art of Performance presented by Jaguar. And Garrett Cole, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, didn't walk anybody, struck out 12. Incredible outing for Cole, pitcher of record right now for the Astros in this game 2 of the ALDS. What blemish that he had is about to come up here for the Indians. And Francisco Lindor, who homered back in the 3rd inning, had 38 home runs during the regular season, popped this one to give the Indians a 1-0 advantage. That would hold up until the bottom of the 6th inning. When the Astros got 2, they'd add another run in the 7th, and Houston leads it now 3-1. But the tying run is at the plate. It is Lindor. And into the game, Roberto Osuna, the closer for the Astros.
Perfect on the year with Houston, 12 for 12. Fastball changeup slider. He's only had 1 4-out save this year, back in April. Long time ago.
Lindor fouls it back, 1-1. He is 1 for 5 in his career against Osuna. They stack it up defensively in the shift. Correa, Altuve, Gurriel. Only Bregman on the left side. He's almost over to the shortstop spot, left side of the Astros infield. Rip foul out ahead.
Well, that's where he's trying to throw it. He wanted it up a little higher. There's no way you keep that ball fair. Scary looking though when they hit it that hard.
Gomes at first to a 2 down in the 8th inning. And a 1-2 pitch coming up to Francisco Lindor. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Lindor. Osuna makes quick work of Lindor. 14 strikeouts for Astros pitching. 3-1 Houston to the bottom of the 8th in Game 2. Ernie, Kenny, Chuck, and Shaq are back for NBA opening night on TNT, presented by Auto Trader. First, Kyrie Irving and the Boston Celtics host Joel Embiid and the 76ers, followed by Oklahoma City Thunder versus Steph Curry and the defending champion Warriors. Check your local listings. Brad Hand, closer for the Indians, in here, trying to preserve what is a 2-run deficit. Began his year with the San Diego Padres, ends the year with the Cleveland Indians.
Closing games out for the Indians this year, coming over from San Diego, like you said. Known for his slider. You saw it right from the get-go there.
Marwin Gonzalez, first batter he faces, has had a big day. 3 hits. None bigger than the 2-run double back in the 6th inning.
you're right. What a big day by Gonzalez. He flipped the ball left-handed over to left field. Then he pulled the ball into right field, and then right-handed he hit the biggest hit of the game. Opposite field fastball.
Lined into right field. Fourth hit of the game from Marwin Gonzalez. Let's check in with Casey Stern in the Atlanta studios. All right, Casey, thanks very much. Lead runner on for the Astros, bottom of the 8th. They're looking to add on.
What a day by Gonzalez. That was a clinic, a hitting clinic, and they take him out to bring in Straw. The straw man could run.
Did it yesterday, and it worked. Carlos Correa. Lines one foul. Big day for Gonzalez. 4 hits, 3 singles, and a 2-run double. Strike 2.
Hold that ball so long, and makes me flinch up here. It's like, when's he going to throw it?
That is strike 3. Correa strikes out looking to begin things here in the 8th inning.
That was a slow developing pair of shoes, basically. You know what I mean? He waited and waited and waited, and then he throws him a slider 0-2 right there.
One down in the 8th. Straw at first, pinch running. And it brings up Tyler White, who has struck out, singled last time up, walked intentionally. A 4-hit game for Marwin Gonzalez. 5th Astro ever with a 4-hit game in the postseason. Yuli Gurriel had one last year.
I'd be talking about it too, I'll tell you.
Beltran at 04, Correa 15, they pull an 80. Runner goes. Pitch is high, no throw. Straw with a stolen base.
Well, I give him credit. I mean, he held the ball, held it and held it and held it. And he waited. He waited. And he's gone. And Gomes can throw, and he said, forget about it. They got no chance. That straw man can go. Can he?
Yes.
I mean, please. He picked the right pitch, a breaking ball.
70 stolen bases between Double-A and Triple-A.
Oh, man, he can go now.
Now, first base open. They're just going to put Tyler White on. Second time that he has been potentially walked in this game. Jake Marisnick coming up for the first time. Came into the game an inning ago defensively. Two on, one out.
First ball hacking, and he went.
Yes, he did.
I was going to say right before, he's going to swing. He's a first ball, notorious first ball swinger. Talk about swinging out of the guy's hand. That ball's not even close.
Jerry Lane, first base umpire, and crew chief said he went around. Straw at second, White at first, 1 out in the Astros' 8th inning. Trying to add on to their 2-run advantage. Brad Hand, the Indians closer, working very deliberately. Time called.
Wow, that is hard to do. I can't count to 2, let alone as long as he waits. Start quivering.
Ball 1-1-1. Indians dropping game 1, trailing in game 2 by 2 right now. That's strike 2.
Ooh, borderline. Pitcher's pitch. I thought that was low. Especially from the side.
So Marisnick down 1-2 with 1 out. Swing and a miss. And after that, breaking ball again and strikes out. 2 Ks for Hand. 2 down in the 8th inning.
He's got the good slider. We know that. We've seen a lot of them already. This ball's down in the dirt. He's very, very aggressive swinger, Rishnick.
2 on, 2 down. Martin Maldonado coming up. He's been coming up with men on this entire game.
And they let him hit in the 6th inning with the bases loaded.
Ended up striking out. Came up with the runner on, striking out in the 5th. Had a sacrifice bunt back in the 3rd inning. Here he is with runners at first and second and 2 down. On the ground, softly hit. Donaldson will cut it off. His throw going to be in time. That will end the inning, leaving 2 are the Astros to the 9th. 3-1 Houston. The 2018 American League Division Series is presented by T-Mobile. Marwin Gonzalez with 4 hits. The big one driving in 2 with a double to right field. And then Bregman with a home run. It's all part of an Astros 3-1 lead that they carry into the 9th inning. Roberto Osuna, the closer, came in to get the final out of the 8th. Now he's back for the 9th. Having to deal with the toughest part of the Indians' order. 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, he got Lindor on that 1-2 changeup. Really nasty down and away changeup. It's a big pitch for him.
It's Brantley, Ramirez, and Encarnacion. Anybody gets on, Donaldson will have a chance. Fall behind 2-0. Heck, you tell me, how big a deal is it to get an out then sit down as a closer?
Oh, it's huge because he's not used to it. He's done it 1 time. He's got 4 outs. Well, he's lucky he's got a 2-run lead. That's, to me, that second run, that Bregman home run was humongous for a closer. But you're geared up in these playoffs. I mean, adrenaline's kicking.
One hopper to short. Correa's got it. Throw is good, and there's 1 out in the 9th inning. A lot of spin on that one. Headed out to the shortstop, Correa.
That's a big league play. Both of these shortstops on both of these teams can pick it. This ball's got a little spin on it. Stays with it, backing up. Once he gets his hands on it, forget about it. That ball could have eaten him alive.
1 down in the 9th. Jose Ramirez 0 for 3 and down 0-1. He was flied out and struck out twice.
Look at that quick pitch, huh? I never quick pitched in my life.
How could you with that leg kick and everything else?
I guess you're right. I wasn't the trickster, though. To me, that's just trickery.
Ball 2. Indians have not had a hit since the 5th inning. They've been held to 3 hits in this game, being out hit 9-3. Line down the right field line foul. Ramirez out ahead.
Osuna's giving up a couple of leanias here, one to Correa, and that ball down the line. Well, the Indians have punched out 14 times, all swinging.
They stand as one in Houston. Little pop-up, foul ground. Maldonado will not have a play.
That's that little changeup that he threw Lindor. Got Ramirez out front.
One out, 9th inning. Astros on top by 2 in game 2. On the ground right side into the shift, it's Altuve, and there are 2 outs in the 9th inning. The Astros are an out away from taking a 2-0 lead in this best-of-5 American League Division Series.
Well, you like to face Encarnacion with nobody on, with a 2-run lead.
They shift on him, moving the shift to the left side. Altuve moving over there, joining Correa and Bregman.
There he goes again.
Tried to quick pitch him, time called.
I don't like it.
Falls behind 2-0. Ball 3. Josh Donaldson waiting on deck, hoping he'll get a chance. There are 2 outs in the 9th. Strike 1. .32 home runs during the regular season for Encarnacion. A single way back in the 2nd. 1 for 3 today. Ball 4. And the Indians will bring the tying run to the plate with 2 down in the 9th inning. Big walk for Encarnacion to get on.
That's a huge walk. You can't walk somebody there. You got to make him hit at 1,000 feet.
So Josh Donaldson coming up with a chance to tie this game up in the 9th inning. He has struck out twice and grounded out to 3rd. All that was against the starter for Houston, Garrett Cole.
Yeah, he was late on Cole's fastball. You never know here.
Ball 1. Another visit for Maldonado.
Trying to paint ball outside. Never easy.
This is the 2nd time Donaldson has faced Osuna. Again, they were teammates in Toronto. Fly ball, center field. Marisnik is camped. He'll catch it, and the Astros will take a 2-0 lead in the ALDS. They win this one 3-1. Osuna gets a 4-out save after a masterpiece from Garrett Cole, who struck out 12 Indians.
Yeah, what can you say? To me, this is Garrett Cole, Gonzalez, Bregman. And Osuna.
The Astros win both games they play at home to begin this ALDS. 7-2 yesterday, 3-1 today. The Indians will head back to Cleveland to try to bounce back in Game 3. Another big game for Bregman. Yesterday, a home run. Today, a home run. Let's send it down to Hazel.
Don Alex Bregman, for the 2nd straight postseason game, has homered. You've got quite a little bit of a history against Trevor Bauer. You're 3 for 11 against him all time. What do you remember about facing him in the past?
Not much, really. Really not that much, to be honest with you.
That at bat, how was he attacking you?
He threw me a pitch off the plate away, and then one down the middle I took, and then another one down the middle.
Another outstanding performance by an Astros starter, Garrett Cole. What did you see from him at your viewpoint there at the hot corner?
I mean, Garrett was dominant. That's what those 2 guys, JV and him, have done for us all season long. Just a gutsy performance out of him. Biggest inning was after we put up 2 runs and came back and gave us a shutdown inning. Turned it over to the bullpen. Press and Osuna are locked down as well. So good 2 games here at home, and looking forward to going to Cleveland.
Appreciate this. Safe flight to Cleveland. We'll look for you then.
Sounds good.
Sounds good, Alex. Don, back to you.
All right, our final score again, 3-1. The Astros win it. Coming up after the break, we will send it to Casey Stern and the boys in Atlanta. The Astros have taken the first 2 of this series and have jumped up to a 2-0 lead in the ALDS. For Dennis Eckersley, Hazel May, and the rest of our crew, I'm Don Orsillo saying good night from Houston. TBS is the home of the 2018 AL postseason.
MLB postseason on TBS is brought to you by Captain Morgan. Live like a captain. By Arby's. We have the meats. By Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by T-Mobile. Whether you're home or away, T-Mobile has you covered.